dragon layers, he'll look a little bit, he'll be harder to edit in the long run. So I think that I'll have to leave him like that, and if I want to make his chest darker, instead of working on the shadow layer, I can come in with really dark colors, go inside of his layer group. I think that looks a lot nicer. It looks like a much sunnier day. Jack mentioned that it looked very stormy, so now I think that this has fixed it, because it wasn't intentionally supposed to be stormy, at least not in the front. Not when you first look at it. Go, make that edge a little bit. I don't want it to be completely smooth. I want him to feel kind of boxy. But, yeah, that's nice. I like that. I'll add a little bit of darkness right here. Because if the silhouette of something is, or the edges of something is dark, it feels like it's rolling back in space. Even if technically the light wouldn't make this part, this wouldn't be dark, just because of the nature where the light is. Making it darker tricks people into thinking it's more round than it actually is. In art, in a large part, about tricking people. About lying. Art is a lie. Very pretty lie, though. It's the only lying I'm good at. Probably should zoom in if I'm going to edit this dragon. But I should zoom in, but at the same time I also should keep it zoomed out, just because if I start coming in really close and editing, I might actually make something the wrong color and it doesn't fit with everything else. And I say wrong just like it's not working really well, and I won't notice until I'm very, very deep into the painting that it's not working out very well. Let's see. Add a little bit of light part to that. I still want that to be boxy. And that's a little bit dark, so I'm going to come in down a little bit like that. It's hard because I have a curves layer on top of this dragon, so I can't actually color pick from the dragon. It'll make it lighter almost automatically. So I probably will, despite all of this, have to work on top of the dragon soon. Pretty well edited. He's got the clipping mask on him, so I can color kind of wildly and still stay in the lines, which I'll have to give up if I flatten everything. Yeah, can you check if I'm still going? Excellent. I think a big part of my problem with the viewer count and stuff is I don't respond to people in time. People like to be responded to. It's just polite. I'll have to figure that out. Yeah, like I was thinking of getting out the TV monitor or going to the studio and casting there with the super long Ethernet cable, and then figuring out how to put the other screen on the other monitor. Like just cast. I could cast this tab, right? I could cast it.
You could.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Okay. You like this?
Rearrange your USB.
Here, let me turn off the, so I can click off and on the curves. Look. You like it? You see how bright? This is new. Yeah, I was thinking I was getting really dark with the clouds because they weren't even, like, I think clouds. Excellent. That's good. I fixed the shadow so I can show you where the ground is. Look, on my, the, yes, it does feel like that. The cloud differences. And the dragon actually doesn't have that many differences. I need to work on, I think, the next part of this the next maybe 30 minutes, I need to actually work on this character. I think I might actually merge everything down a little bit, because I'm getting kind of lost in all my layers. Ah, delicious. So let me save this, and then I will flatten it and then hide everything else. There. It's flattened layer from visible. I saw this one thing somebody did. They're like copied everything. Put it in a group first. I don't know if it'll let me put so many groups in groups. Yeah, it feels like it's not letting me. Tuck these away. Alright. Oops. I won't do it. I'm just gonna have to merge visible and hope that I don't make mistakes later on. Layer. Merge. So now it's flat and a lot more simple and easy for me to understand. So that I don't get, like if I really need to go back, I still have some of the old stuff to work on. Some of the old, still see my sketches, but that's kind of it. I think the next thing I'm going to work on is my hero character, which is this guy down here at the bottom. He has gotten almost no work on him because he is on the side. He's very dark. I don't even know if it's a he. So I probably need to actually make a character rather than a blob. Right now they're a blob. Down. First, I'm going to start off on him with making a clipping mask on top of him, so that when I can edit the edges of him separately from editing the colors. So his silhouette will remain the same even if I start goofing around with him. I'll start drawing in. Really easy later on to figure out how I want to color this person because I don't have to keep repainting the edges of the character. I can just sort of make big swoops, and it will look really weird if I took it off. But that way he'll feel a little bit cleaner. He'll feel a little bit more like I thought about him, and less kind of random. Hat needs to be lighter. Whoops, that's not it. Better color for the hat. His face probably, cape goes across his neck, like that. It's a weird cape. I'm not exactly sure how it's doing what it's doing, but boy is it doing it. Okay, and then his face needs probably a little bit of a different color. It would add a little bit more red into it. Yeah. Oh, I'm painting in the background for some reason. That's not right. I don't know how that happened, but anyway. Draw the face, like right here. Shadows from the hat come down like this. Shadows from the nose come down like that. So you only have a little bit that's warm and red, but enough to let you know that there is a face. I don't know. This person can be human. Their eye, dark, a little bit of hair in the back, just a little. And that already feels a little more specific, I think. Before they were feeling kind of very sketchy in a way that I didn't like. It doesn't change them too much, just makes them simplified. It's a simple character. Keep going on this character. I think that will help. They're very, very small, so they probably won't. I probably don't need to spend too much time editing them just because you won't see very much of them. About as small as the dragon that's in the background. The little dragon that I haven't even touched, really. So this sword, because it's made of metal, is going to be reflective. Back into the background. Around this sword a little bit. Better. Oops, that's not better. The sword maybe it should be darker actually. Maybe the top part of the sword is this dark, and then the bottom part of the sword is even darker. Maybe it's like that. But it's got the edge on it, the bloodline, which is for when you stick it in somebody to keep it from kind of being vacuum sealed in their body, which is really gross. But that's why they have the edge a lot of the times. Or so I'm told. I guess I don't really know. And then the light part of the sword, since it's reflective, it'll be, the edge will be catching a little bit of light, like that, and it'll make it look kind of flat. And then it'll also be reflecting some light, like this. Maybe even, if we went back into the background, it would be glowing a little bit. Probably not this light blue, maybe I'll make it a light yellow, just so that it looks a little bit different. It'll be glowing just a little bit on the edges, because the light is coming and hitting it and bouncing off. So things that are very reflective tend to have a halo of light around them. And the bottom of it, because it is also reflective, is going to be showing a little bit of the ground color. It wouldn't be showing too much just because without the light hitting it, there's going to be a lot lost. But the feature of it is that metal tends to be the color of what's opposite, of what's parallel, I guess, to that surface. Really interesting. I actually really like painting metal spheres. Metal spheres. Really, really nothing else. So now onto this cape. I don't really know what to do with this cape. Really weird. I didn't look at how capes are actually like lay on people, which is strange, but it's too late now. So I'm gonna have the shadow from the hat lay on his face, or lay on the back of the cape a little bit. I think maybe I'll give them an eye. I'll give them a little bit of an eye, because the dragon has a pixel pupil. So this person's gonna have a pixel pupil. That looks really scary, actually, but I guess that's gonna have scary eyes. I think the flat part of the cape is gonna be a little bit less sun, as is the side of the cape. I'm trying to make it look like it's folding out a little bit. It's curving, billowing. It's billowing. That's the word I'm looking for. It's billowing in the wind. Area of occlusion up. And this colorful part's gonna come down to the edge, I think. And this light part maybe will extend a little way. So the light looks like it's coming down across the cape. And then this part actually is going to be darker just because it's on this side of the body that is not by the sun. So it's going to sort of have that the shadow shape. It's not very dark because the cape is not very dark. So you're not going to get very, very deep shadows on a yellow cape that is